morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today, we have a special presentation. We have DVR having to talk about everything, all the services that they have to offer. 2 years ago, we have met the DVR budget inventor, and she is back again with more information to share with you. We also have DVR counselors here who will also be able to talk with you one-on-one about different services that they can get. I am going to turn it over to Ms. Fowler, and
I'm going to mute yourself, someone. Please. Thanks for having me. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tanya Fowler. I work for the New Jersey State Department of Labor. That is under the Department of Labor is one of the division of vocational rehabilitation services. DVRS for short. I've been working with DVR for guess how many years? Guess how many years? Somebody guess.
15.
Okay, good guess. Another guess? Someone said 15, 5, 9 years. Okay, all right. You're the winner. You're close. Higher.
I'm gonna say 20.
18? 20 years?
Close.
Amy say 20 years?
22. Okay. 22 years I've been working with the state. I started off as a counselor for the deaf and hard of hearing in the Middlesex County office in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Okay. And I was there for 14 years as a counselor doing what Robert and Margie are doing right now. But after 14 years, I got a promotion and I'm working as the person who oversees our deaf and hard of hearing program for the state. Okay. So this is my title, my functional title, State Coordinator for Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services. Not every VR has a state coordinator, but a lot of VRs in different states in the United States have a state coordinator and counselors for the deaf. So what our agency does is we help people with disabilities find and maintain employment. Okay, we receive money from the federal government, the U.S. Department of Education, to provide services to our clients, to our consumers, to help them find jobs. Okay, so I'm going to go over our process and how we could help you. Okay. Does anyone remember me the last time I was here, which I think Mary said was maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah, Amy saying, yeah, I remember you. Yeah. Tracy's saying yes.
Okay, so this is going to be a refresher, a reminder. It's always good to have a reminder about things so because you might forget. Right. How many people are seniors going to be graduating? Credit. Okay. So if you are graduating, and let's say you're working with Lisa, okay, Lisa from Easterseals, you want to make sure when you graduate that you connect with DVR, your counselor. It may not be one of Robert or Margie, but we have other counselors depending on the county that you live. But you want to make sure you connect with us because after you leave school, you may need assistance with I'm going ahead of myself. Okay, so you're going to meet with your counselor once you finish with school or close to finishing, and you're going to discuss what you want to do for work. Okay, so they're going to help you decide on an employment goal that's suitable for you. They're going to help you reach that goal. Now I'm going to sit for a little bit because of my back. So sorry. So we're going to look at how we're going to figure out what goal is best for you. We look at things like here we look at your skills, what skills you have. We're going to look at what you like to do, your interests. Okay. And we're also going to look at the job market. Does anyone know what that means? We're going to look at the job market. I have an idea of what that means. No. Okay. So, there's lots of jobs out there, and there's some jobs that there's more job. Let's say it's nurse. Let's say nurse, right? There's lots of jobs for nursing, okay, or in the medical field, okay. So that is something that is maybe something good to go into healthcare or something like that, right? But if you want to go into something like pick something, Margie. Something that's not
TV film.
okay. TV film. Let's say you want to go into TV film. Let's say there's not a lot of jobs. It might be very competitive to get into a field like that. Let's just say we're not saying this is what it is, but we have to look at those things. We have to say, okay, are there jobs out there after you finish, let's say, schooling? Gonna have to go to school to do this. Are there gonna be a lot of jobs out there or not? Okay, so we have to determine if it's a goal that's good out there in the job market first. If it's not, then our agency may not be able to support that goal. Doesn't mean you can't go ahead and do it, but we may not be able to support it. And support it means help you find a job in that area, pay for you to go to school to study that. Okay. So this is what you may be doing now, called pre-employment transition services, or pre-ETS for short. Okay. So there's 5. You see the bullets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Probably working on some of these things with Lisa from Easterseals to help prepare you for life after high school. So these are services that we offer you. So our agency offers these services through Easterseals. We pay Easterseals, and Easterseals helps. So what do you want to do after high school? You have any ideas? Maybe when I was here 2 years ago, you had an idea. Maybe it's changed since then, right? So you might want to go straight to work, or you may want to go to training or college first. Okay. So we can help determine, Lisa also, maybe help you determine what might be a feasible goal for you. So you'll be ready when you graduate. What you know. Okay, so DVRS, our agency, we have many agencies that provide services to help you find a job, okay? So these are a list of all the agencies who have people who can help you, who sign and understand the needs of people who are deaf or hard of hearing. They understand communication access, they understand self-advocacy, interpreters, captioning, all of those things, okay? So these are approved agencies. We have many, many more. But if you want to go to an agency to help you find a job, and they know about deafness and deaf people, then you want to be one of these agencies. Okay, Easterseals is here. They offer all those services at the top here. It says every one, it tells you what they do. And the contact. Okay? I hope I'm speaking loud enough for people on live streaming.
We're good.
Here. Okay, good.
We're on.
Okay. So the DVR process starts at application, it goes in steps. Application, eligibility, IPE, which is the individualized plan for employment. Not to be confused with an IEP, which is for school. That's your plan for school. Okay, the letters are kind of different, but and then the next last step is closure. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that process. This is our process. Okay, so the application, the first step, you're going to be meeting with your counselor. Okay, so Robert is here. He covers Essex County and Hudson County. Okay, so if you live in Essex County or Hudson County, Robert would most likely be your counselor. Okay, so you would meet with Robert or you would meet with Margie. Margie covers Union County. Okay, so you live in Union, she would be your counselor. So you meet with them to open your case. If you haven't done so already, it'd probably take about an hour or so meeting with them, talking about what you may want to do for a job when you graduate high school. How are you doing in your schoolwork? Are you getting A's, B's, C's, D's? Okay. And if you know what you may want to do, what kind of training, what kind of vocational training, college do you need to get the job that you want? Okay, you have to know that or inform your counselor you're interested in training to do some type of job. Okay.
You know,
You need to understand what your strengths are, what you're good at.
Right.
Right? Are you organized? Are you good at math? Okay. Do you like to work with your hands? You also need to know what you might not be that good at. Maybe you're not good at math. Maybe you're not good at science. You know, maybe you're not good at, standing on your feet all day like me. I can't do a job where I have to stand on my feet all day because of my back problem. You gotta think about those things. If you're gonna go to college, you may need to take a test, SAT or ACT test, and the colleges may look at that. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I know after COVID, they stopped doing that. But you may have to take a test if you want to go get into college.
I think what me.
And then I already talked about the job market or the outlook for a career. You have to look at that too. And you have to be able to know how your hearing affects your ability to maybe get a job or work at a job. Or you would have to say, oh, well, communication might be a little difficult, but this is what I do to be able to communicate with my coworkers, or this is what I plan to do. Or if you don't know, that's something we can help you with as well. Okay, that's why we're different strategies you can use. So do it BBN, okay? And you need to, this is a big one. How are you gonna get to work? So you need to know that too. Drive yourself, bus, train, walk. Is someone gonna drive you, drop you off? Is someone dependable enough that you can count on them to drive you and drop you off at work? You don't want to be late to work. So you have to think about those things. That's why. So this is still meeting with your counselor, that 1 hour meeting with your counselor. You're gonna have to provide your counselor with some things. And the school may help provide those already. They may have already given it to your counselor, I'm not sure, but your audiogram. Does everybody know what an audiogram is?
What?
Yes, how many people know what audiogram is? That tests your hearing. If you go and you get your hearing tested, it shows where your hearing is, right? For each ear, how much loss you have in your ears. So we need that. You need that to show this person has a hearing loss, so we can help them with these services. That's something that the government requires that we provide. Has the IEP, which is the school plan, we'll do that. It has different evaluations. If you remember taking different evaluations in school throughout the years, learning evaluations, psychological testing, all that showing your ability, your academic ability and all of that. So we're going to have that. And then if we're providing a cost service to you, so a cost service means we're going to provide college funding or training, maybe hearing aids, books, something like that. We're going to need to know what your income is because we look at financial income. Okay, if you make too much money, then we may not be able to help you financially. So if you're under 22 years old at the time you do your plan, your IPE. If you're under 22, we look at your family income, your parents' regarding income. And we have to get their information, their income tax and pay stubs, okay? If you're over 22 years old at the time we're helping you with the service that you're asking for that costs money, like college, like I said, Gary, then we look at your income if you're over 22. If you don't have any income, then you qualify. If you get Social Security benefits, they're in your name, SSI or something like that, you would automatically qualify financially. Okay, we would need something showing that you received that. Is washed. Oh, question.
So for the audiogram, is that required? Why is that required to get a job?
Okay, so it's not required to get a job, but it's required for our agency. So we help people with disabilities. So how do we know that you have a hearing loss? What if you fake it? So we need proof. We need proof, right? Yeah. So that's just a requirement from the government. Everything needs to be documented. We need your Social Security card. You know, we need to know that you can work here in the United States. We need that information in order to get you a job or help with what you have. Thank you for asking that question.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, so we may do vocational testing or evaluation. Lisa's agency may help you with that, or another agency. Well, really, Lisa's agency is the only one that does it, so never mind. Easterseals would help you with vocational testing. So if you're not sure what you want to do, you can do a test that asks, like, oh, do you like building kitchen cabinets? You know, oh, I really like that, or I don't like that, and so they're different questions. You like working in a store, clothing store. So there's just different questions like that to figure out what you might want to do, or what you like, what you don't like. So we can do those tests. And if there's something that you want, ask your counselor if it's something we can help you with. Okay, because we may not know what it is that you want. So if there's something you're thinking, oh, can I get this? Can DVR help me with this? You're not sure, just ask. We may say, no, we can't, but we may say, yes, you can. So how do we help you find a job? Well, we would be able to help you find a job by setting you up with someone who is going to help you find a job. A person that will meet with you, maybe once a week or so, to help you with your resume, applying for jobs, going out in the community, and seeing what jobs are out there. If you get an interview, that person, which is called a job coach, we call them job coaches, or employment specialists. Is there another word we're using? Okay. So we can help you, we can interpret for you. The job coach will interpret for you on the interview. Normally that's the job's responsibility. Like if you apply for a job on your own, and we're not helping you find a job, you're looking for a job on your own, you have to request an interpreter because they're required to provide it. And they may not know that, but that's something you have to request. So our job coaches know about all that. They know about assistive listening devices, alert devices. They're familiar with all of that. So are our counselors at DVRS. So what do job coaches do? These are the things they do. They help you look for work. They teach you interviewing skills. They may do a fake interview with you. You pretend you're going on an interview, and your job coach will pretend they're the boss, and They're going to ask you questions and see how you answer them, and then kind of help you say, oh, maybe you should say it this way, or don't tell them that, or, you know, so that's going to help you. And like I mentioned, they'll interpret for you on your interview. And if you get the job, they're going to be with you on the job to help you learn your job.
Yeah.
Until you know how to do it on your own. And then they'll fade out in the distance and just check on you every once in a while and see how you're doing.
So I'm really like bad at interviews, really bad. So
Wait, say it again?
I'm bad at interviews.
Oh.
Job interviews, stuff like that. So do you like some questions that they ask, it's like it gets me stuck or I don't want to answer.
Oh, you don't?
So,
Can you give me an example?
sure.
Wait, can everyone hear who's online? He says sometimes he has difficulty with job interviews and answering questions. He may not know if he should answer it or how to answer it, right? Okay, so go ahead.
So it's like if you ask me about like my lifestyle or things like that I can work on, that's gonna be support my interview because I don't know what questions you're gonna ask because like questions you're gonna ask is not unexpected. I'm gonna be nervous to see what questions you're gonna ask, stuff like that. So I'm not prepared for it.
Well, that's what we're going to help you do is prepare for it, okay? And those questions that you're kind of nervous about, tell your job coach. If we're working with a job coach, definitely I think you would benefit from a job coach. So you let them know that. Say, you know, I kind of trip up on this type of question, and then they're going to help you through that. Okay. So that's we're all nervous. I mean, any person going on a job interview is going to be nervous, but you know, that's definitely something we can help with. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Lisa? You want to
And I
add?
just want to ask something. We do the mock practice interview. So we do practice it before you just actually go to the place and do the interview yourself. So we do help with that as well.
Now, you know, what's your name? Who asked the question?
Oh come on. Okay,
Kumar. And Google is good. ChatGPT is good for that kind of thing if you want to. Not for your schoolwork. But let's say outside of school, you look at, you know, job. Well, how do I answer a question like this on the job? You know, they're going to give you ideas. Okay. I Google a lot. Things to help me with that. That is good. All right.
Very nice. That's what you're saying.
I was just curious, how long did the interpreter stay on that job for? Once you get the job, they stay for first day, second day, how long?
So once you get the job, the interpreter, it's not an interpreter, job coach. We're not going to use the word interpreter. It's a job coach. So the job coach will be with you, what we call intensive job coaching. So they should be with you like every day, you know, for as long as you need it. Let's say it's a week. It depends on the person. A week, 2 weeks. It could be every other day for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. It depends on the person. But when you got it and you understand what you're doing, then you don't need intensive coaching anymore. You may need intensive coaching for just 3 days. Like, it really depends on the person. You may pick up the job so quickly you don't need that much support. So if you're going to be getting to work by taking a bus or a train, they can teach you how to get on the bus. If you don't know how to get on a bus, get a ticket, you know, all that, the route, they'll help you with that. It's called travel training. Travel training. So if you need something like that, ask them for that. And they will help you communicate with your new boss and coworkers. And you may be nervous, like, how am I going to be able to communicate with them? Or are they going to understand me? Or, you know, make sure you express those things to your job coach. They're going to help you with all of that. I thought of something. So we do help pay for college or training. That is a possibility. Okay. So we need all your information to see if you qualify financially and see if it's something that you will be able to succeed in. We don't really know, but we have to look at your grades. You know, we have to look at things like that, your motivation. So those are things we have to use to determine if we're going to help pay for college. I have a question. Who has? Oh.
I feel like college is really hard for me. I don't like it, and I just feel like I'd be better suited finding a job.
That's great. That's
I'm thinking maybe I'll learn mechanics. I'm also thinking about firefighting.
yes. Okay. That's great. We help you with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We can definitely help you with finding a job right after. And if your goal in the future, you can have a short-term goal and then a long-term goal, and that's what you're saying. You want to maybe get a job, you know, and after graduation, but then your future, you think you want to maybe be a firefighter, maybe do volunteer firefighting while you're working, you know, see if you like it, you know, maybe, you know, you want to go to school and become a mechanic or, you know, so car mechanic. So yeah, that's great. You have those goals. You're thinking about that already. What's your name?
My name is Faiz. This is my sign name. Nice to meet you, by the way.
So, depending on what you know, if we're paying for college, we can help with the tuition, the fees, and books. And you must continue to get good grades every semester. You have to hand grades into your counselor. Hand in the schedule for the next semester to your counselor. You have to be in close communication with these counselors so we can continue to help you. If we can't find you, we're not going to chase after you. Close your case. And that's it. You have to continue to contact. And that's may be different from school.
Yeah.
Okay, because in school, you're here, your teachers are on you, they're, you know, making sure that you're on track and do what you're supposed to do. But once you're graduated, they're not going to be there anymore to help you and guide you and remind you. Okay, so you have to be responsible and contact your counselor on your own. Independence. Okay. So, I don't know how many parents you have, but these are our financial guidelines. I don't know if you read us. For a family of one, family of two, it just goes down. Number of people in the family. You can't exceed this annual income depending on how many people in your family. This is gross income. Okay, so that's before taxes are taken out. Just goes across weekly. That equates to this. And liquid assets means money you have saved in the bank. Okay, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. So a family of three can't have over 50,000. Can't make over $76,860 for a family of three. Just an example. Now, if you do make over that, and your child does not receive SSI, we're just looking at your income, then the counselors do a mathematical formula to determine whether you have a contribution towards the cost. So we may be able to help with some of it, even if you're over. So, you know, we have to determine that with the formula. So things have changed a little from the past. We had specific fees that we pay for tuition and all of that. We actually now look at Rutgers, our state college, Rutgers University's tuition and fees, and we pay that amount. Okay, that's what we pay. Now that's for college, undergraduate studies, 12 or more credits. This one is for if you want like auto mechanics, okay, for example. So we pay up to, is that right, 6,000 or the 6,000?
Yeah.
So we pay up to $6,000 for training. Like, you want to go to beautician school to do hair, or auto mechanics, or maybe LPN, CNA, something like certified nurse assistant or something like, those are training. It's not college, it's like training. So we pay up to 6,000. We pay for books. What?
Took the woman boy for location appointment.
No, we don't do, yeah. Well, if it's, let's say you go to a truck driving school in Florida, okay, let's just say, because we don't have anything here. We're having a little difficulty here with schools, driving schools, people are deaf students, okay? But Florida takes our deaf students, and you have to stay there, you have to live there. Are you gonna, then we can pay for that if they have to work. We can pay for room and board, but really, usually it's for when you're going to college, like at RIT, NTID, which is the National Technical Institute of the Deaf in Rochester, New York, or Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C., where they have dorms. Okay, that's far away from here, so we pay for room and board. Board means meals, by the way. That board means English. Often what? And people in here and doing to it. Okay.
Zelby was asking.
So after, let's say, okay, so we did talk about application meeting with the counselor. I never really mentioned eligibility, but that's the documentation we need to say, oh, you have a hearing loss, we need all that. The counselor has 2 months to get all this paperwork together. Okay, they do a lot of paperwork, they have a lot of clients, so it's a lot of time they're putting into working with you guys and a lot of people in New Jersey. Anyway, so once they get all the paperwork together, and we know what your goal is, your employment goal. You did testing and everything already. You have your college information, let's say, or we have everything we need. Then we put you into this IPE, the plan. Okay, it's like a contract. So it outlines what your employment goal is, like your job title. And say auto mechanic is your job title. That's what you want to do. As an example. And then underneath that, it will say all the services we're providing to you to help you reach that goal of auto mechanic. Okay? Let's say you need hearing aids. Let's say you need some type of alert system. Or let's say you need tuition to pay for tuition, your tools, okay, for auto mechanic. We're going to put all that on the plan. We're going to put on there what your responsibilities are to reach that goal. Okay, like keeping in contact with your counselor, getting good grades. If you have any issues, contact your counselor. Just a whole list of things. And then we're going to sign it. You're going to sign it. Your counselor's going to sign it. Contract. Okay. That's just an example. And this is like my last slide, I believe.
We can tell you about airpost.
So these are tips on having a successful experience with DVRS. Okay. Communicate regularly with your counselor through email or BP. What's BP?
What?
What's BP? Thank you. Can you tell them? Can you tell? Stand up and tell them.
VP means when you can video chat with an interpreter.
It's a phone, video phone, right? If you want to call for pizza, how are you call for pizza? Okay, you talk on the phone? Okay. What if you can't talk on the phone?
I'm black.
I don't know how to get a VP. I want one. And normally when I'm talking with a hearing person, I just show them my text messages. But I don't have a video phone.
Well, it's free, okay? But you need internet at home. Or if you have a phone, if you have a cell phone, it could be on your cell phone. Huh?
Patient that was.
Yes, it's called InTouch. So Lisa could help you with that. I'm sure she's already told you.
It's an app. Is it an app?
Yes, it's an app. Lisa wants to say something. She's gonna come up.
Hello, Lisa.
Yeah.
Remember we discussed advocating? And we said, oh no, FaceTime's easy, that's not a problem. But then, how would you have an interpreter?
Can find out.
I'll just ask my parents, I'll just ask mom and dad. Is that acceptable? So now when you are applying for jobs, you're gonna have mom and dad call and say, my son or daughter wanna apply for a job? No, you can do this yourself with an interpreter. Through the use of the video.
I'm gonna show you what the app looks like.
Did you wanna add something?
That please. InTouch.
And also FaceTime, we don't use that with DVRS.
What?
You will need a video phone.
Or any professional service.
Yes.
And that's true for any professional service.
That one. No, that's it.
No.
All right, so I have InTouch.
No, I deleted it.
Well, you're gonna need it when you want to order pizza.
Yeah.
So I have a call list, right? Let's see if my uncle answers the phone. That's his name. His name is Michael Jackson. That's my uncle. So I'm calling him right now. Okay, now I could, if I sign, he signs, we could communicate. You can call someone like that too, just like FaceTime. Oh, there he is.
Fun.
You see him?
Cảnh phải đi trường là mình sẽ rất là phải thuyết phục em về đây.
He's very surprised you don't know about PT.
And I'm to my best do. Or thinking, go. Soon. I think control God in years.
Is he signing?
Not bad.
Okay, so
Yeah, but awesome.
I'm afraid that I won't be able to understand the interpreter because they sign so fast.
tell them to slow down. Tell them to slow down. You have to tell them what you need because they don't know. If they just meet you first time, they're not going to know what you need. You say, "Oh, please, slow down, please." You have to tell them. Okay, it's no problem.
Tanya, also you can request,
Margie,
you can request to have a male interpreter or a female interpreter if you want the hearing person on the other side to hear a male voice or a female voice when you're calling someone, so that it matches you. Because it could be confusing to the hearing person on the other line to have you say your name as a male name and you're hearing a female voice of the interpreter. So you have the right to request that. And as adults, I'm sorry. As adults, you're going to need to call to make a dentist appointment. You're going to need to call to make a doctor's appointment. You're going to need to call maybe your car insurance or any kind of professional environment. They don't have FaceTime.
Kind of different.
You have to use your video phone. So it's good to download that app now and get started because your DVR counselor needs you to be able to communicate with them through video phone.
We just have a case manager on the call who had a question. Salvana, you want to pop on?
I think, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I'm just curious, I couldn't see the phone that you were on, but, so what happens with this app is you have somebody there that they see you signing, and then that person is then speaking to whoever you call.
Yes. So okay. So let me hold my phone this up. And this could be like in my office, I have a big screen video phone, and that's provided to you for free. Okay. Or you can use your phone. So let's say this. So this is my phone, obviously. So I'm deaf and I want to call the doctor to cancel my appointment. Doctor's hearing, right? So I'm just going to call the doctor's number, normal doctor number, call the number. An interpreter's going to pop up on my screen. And I'm going to sign and tell the interpreter, someone's going to pick up on the other line, and then the interpreter's going to say they're an interpreter to the person who picks up on the line. And then I'm just going to sign what I need to sign. I want to, cancel my appointment, and then the interpreter's going to voice that to the person who answered the phone. It's just they're, interpreting.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
And that's it. So as long as you or the parent, and make sure the parent knows this is free for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. They just need a high-speed internet at home, or of course, or the phone. You can download the app on the phone. Very
Can that be
important.
used if you are in a place, let's say you go into a store and you're trying to communicate with somebody and you can't, because they don't, right? Could you do that? Like, instead of having to have a person come with you, who's a ready person?
Are you asking if we could use this for that?
Yeah, like if you're walking into a store and you're trying to communicate.
You can use this particular service for that. You have to be in a separate room, federal guidelines, so you have to be in a separate room to do this, use this service. So, the only way you can do that is to communicate with someone is probably going to be through an app, like an app for texting or, something like that, showing them, writing or something like that. I don't know if anybody else has an idea, but that's typically what you would need to do.
They talk.
You're welcome. Okay, make sure, we're going back to this. Be on time for all your appointments. Sorry, I thought I was almost done, but the PP thing came up. Be on time for all of your appointments with your counselor, as well as anybody. If you have an appointment, make sure that you're a little bit early for the appointment. If you have to be there at 10 o'clock, make sure your plan, you have to be able to plan to be there before 10 o'clock. You gotta get parked, you gotta get your stuff together, you gotta go in, whatever the appointment is or whatever, so. Anyway, okay, and then anything the counselor asks you for, any information, make sure you get it to your counselor as soon as you can, so they can process your case and get you the services that you need, okay? And don't be afraid to ask questions. And this is what we want to see, that you've been hired and you're working and doing well, and then we as counselors here at this agency would close your case as a successful case, a successful rehabilitation. Okay, and then in the future, if you need us for something, you can come back and reopen your case. And you can apply for services. Hopefully the school will connect you to us, or Lisa will connect you to us, or you're going to connect today with your counselor if your counselor's here. You can also apply online for our services. You can call on the video phone. You see, this is me right here. This is Margie with her long, beautiful black hair. See? She's on the video phone. So I was showing you, I have it on my phone, but there's a screen, also TV kind of screen. So she's on the phone there, video phone. I'm in one of the offices here. I think I'm in Toms River. Applying for DVR services.
Yeah.
Fake me. Oh. Yes, forgot. This is our website. Okay, you can always go to our website, Career Services New Jersey. If you just type in Career Services New Jersey, we're gonna pop up vocational rehab. And you can look, we have information, deaf and hard of hearing services. We have all kind of information. You can complete a referral form. This is how you apply for services. If you need services from us, that's where you go and fill it out. We cover all counties in New Jersey. This is our state of New Jersey, and we cover all these counties. Yes? Lisa, before that.
Do you mind going back to the referral form?
That's it.
I also want to add that when you go into agencies such as Easterseals, remember to print this form. It's important so that we understand who knows sign language and who doesn't. And it's important that Tanya has this information or some of your other DVR counselors. And it takes time to go through that process through the Trenton office.
So I work in our central office in Trenton, which is what Lisa's saying. You fill out a form like this, it's actually gonna go to Trenton central office. There's a support staff or secretary who gets that information and sees where you live, what county you live in, and they're gonna send it to that county, right? So on there, I believe it says on the referral, it asks what is your disability, and you would put deaf. You would type deaf or hard of hearing or whatever it is in there. We help people with all challenges, you know, mental health challenges, physical problems, learning disabilities, ADHD, all kinds. So you have to make sure you're indicating on there you're deaf. And I think it asks a question down if you need an interpreter. I think that's the question on the referral form. You click on yes. Okay. Even though you probably won't be getting an interpreter, you'll be meeting with one of these counselors who signs. But that's the question they ask on. Okay. But yeah, if you don't hear from, and it's good to print stuff out and keep it so you have it, because if you don't hear from anybody, okay, you should hear from someone in like 2 weeks. You should. If you don't, you need to contact that office, your county office, and say, oh, what's the status of my referral form? I sent it in 2 weeks ago and I haven't heard anything yet. You have to be able to, you have to do that. Okay? How many people live in Essex County? You know what county you live in? Essex? No? Union? Okay.
I live in Jersey City.
Okay, that's Hudson. That's Hudson County. Okay, so Robert would be your counselor. And the person who said Union County, Margie would be your counselor. Union.
I live in Linden.
Yeah.
What town?
I live in
Oh,
Linden. Linden.
That's Union. Okay. I live here, Middlesex. I live in Middlesex, but I work in Mercer. So these are our counselors for the deaf. We call them deaf language specialists. And it shows what counties they cover. So if you live in one of these counties, this would be who your counselor would be.
Change your the main no one there.
And this is my information. So, does anyone have any questions? More questions? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we have a question. I understand everything. That's so hard to believe. Wow, I just understood everything you said.
Really? Maybe because it's like a refresher from the last time I was here. That probably helps. To hear something again and then then it sticks. So I'm glad to hear that. Good. Ready. Well, thank you, everyone. There's
Still gonna come back very short. Come back.
Oh boy.
I'm
Let's be okay, like, God wish we things fast.
Before I go ahead, most of you know who I am. I've been teaching your class for about 2 times a month, but about 3 years now. So I'll introduce, I'm Lisa Oshman. I'm the pre-ETS, Pre-Employment Submission Services Manager for the state of New Jersey. And I'll introduce my team. I'll go introduce himself. My name is Samantha Dingle. I'm a skills trainer in the central region. Hello, my name is Tatiana Mercedes, and I am the manager for the North region for the employment service. And one more person, Sarah, who's with me. Sarah Dallas. She works in the North area as a skills trainer, and she is also starting to do vocational evaluation. Working with us, that's a new role. And a part-time interpreter as well. And she speaks Spanish. Probably. So, just want to explain what Easterseals does. We support those who are deaf and hard of hearing, have hearing loss, and we want them to be able to, like, for example, in the community, live in the community. So often I recognize that in the community area, like what is going on, parents may not be aware of what is going on. So I encourage you to be able to communicate with your parents, to learn in the community, maybe go to church, be involved in organizations, maybe soccer, whatever services are in need that you support your family, those kind of services. And you can contact your parents to help you volunteer. Have one experience to volunteer. So volunteer, let me explain a little bit I'll explain a little bit what I mean later. If you're interested in going to college or trade school, DVR just conducts a little bit about that. Also with work, you practice mock interviews, and also advocacy, like getting a video phone. We advocate to help you get the video phone. Explain a little bit more about advocacy in a couple's like. Other research, like yeah. So the skills trainer, like people who do Samantha and Sarah, who's sitting on the other side, we teach and advocate that students prepare for that to be able to graduate for what they want. So suppose you want to go to work right after college, or right after high school. You would work with Easterseals or another agency. Yeah. And if you want to go to college, out of state in college, then DVR will take care of you. So those are the different services, right? They're 2 separate services. So if you go to college, will let go of you, Easterseals. Doesn't mean that we're stopping services, where you just go back to DVR for college support. If you want a job, if you change your mind, you can always come back to us. To Easterseals. Or if you graduate college and then you need support to find a job, then you would come back to Easterseals or another agency to find a job. Any question? Question? Oh, one more thing. Youth services is more of like if you're going to community college. If you're staying in New Jersey, we can support you. We can continue supporting you while you go to school. The DVR will support the school. We can support
So if I go to Gallaudet, it's going to be a far drive.
So Kumar asked, if I'm going to Gallaudet, it's far, so how would that work? So Easterseals is not going to continue supporting you. We'll stop the services because it's out of state. So DVR will support you to help continue. So if you decide maybe Gallaudet not for you and you leave, and you decide you want to come back home to New Jersey, go to community college or find a job, then you would come back to the agency or another agency. Similar to us, okay? So these are our 5 boys. The job exploration, so we encourage you to find your interests. There are a lot of interests, right? So we want to narrow it down to a couple. If you love art, we can sit down together. If you're a junior or senior, we'll see, like, we'll ask you out maybe a portfolio. If you've been working on a portfolio for over a couple years, and if you don't, then you know, maybe you're not serious in art. Everybody loves to draw, right? Pictures. So we need to be serious with your art. So maybe if you're a craftsman, it's a good start. You say you like art, so I would suggest you right now creating a portfolio that would show your skills. With different skills, and there's different things, skills and hobbies. So workplace readiness, so that's helping with the jobs, the resume, mock interviews, and then work-based learning is volunteering, like within your community, as I mentioned. And that'll help us to be able to see what's in your area. Maybe you can volunteer in the library. I know one student here loves to bowl. Maybe volunteering there at the bowling alley. Maybe cleaning the lanes. So, for community college, GLHS, Disney Flags, which are the, and then Mercer Community College, Essence Central, the Northwood Community College, and then the Julian County College, UCC, depending on where you live. Then there's also trade schools. I've been working for almost 3 years with students who are looking forward to going to college. So if you're interested in a specific field, maybe you want to become an engineer. Your freshman, sophomore year, you take 2 years of math, you take algebra, and you think you're done. If you want to become an engineer, it's not true. You have to continue doing higher levels of math. You take trigonometry. You can't just be done with math. You have to find an engineer. You have to continue taking more classes. So try to encourage you to go higher levels based on what you want to study. Another example, if you want to become a registered nurse or go into the medical field, but encourage you to find what your school provides in general science, maybe anatomy, encourage you to go ahead and take that course now while you can. You building up on that and make it easier when you go to college. And then it's also important that you get good grades. College, see that you got good grades, so you can get accepted into college. Simulography question.
So in my experience, I started doing Algebra 2. I started reading and it would help me understand the things better. And so, yeah, Algebra 2 when I mainstreamed that class. And yeah, now I'm mainstreamed. And some of the words I'm given don't be vocabulary. Saying them mainstream, that's the right word, that's the right side. Yeah. For art, are we mainstreamed? Yeah, I'm an AP art.
The one student she took AP, I saw her work is amazing. The library should be very proud of her.
But it matter.
Yeah, right now I'm taking AP art and I hated, like, another painting class that I take, and I also have a study hall, so during that class I can also work on my art some more. It's so great. Like, I work on my art so many hours every day.
So in study hall, she practices some skills, right? And she continues painting and doing all those things. So that's a good example of her being motivated. So it's important for you to have a portfolio. Do you have one?
Yeah, I have one. So my portfolio, I'm gonna be finishing next year. So because I'm gonna be a senior again, I'm sitting here. I'm right here.
And finally, advocacy is important. Like, for example, I know what I can do to continue moving on forward. Your IEP meetings. Some students may just sit there and listen. I can't speak up for you. I will support you at your IEP meeting. I can go, but I'm not going to say, oh, probably you want to take a higher level math. I'm not going to do that for you. You have to advocate for yourself. So during our pre-TS classes, I will discuss with you before the IEP meeting to encourage you with your goals, think about your dreams, but be real as well. Advocacy also relates to video phone, as we much said. And then the last slide I just want to share with you guys. So we have intake forms, and we can't go on with our referral from DVR. We have to say, yeah, the DVR referral first, and then we can work with you with these referrals. We'll help you fill out the forms, and it's important for you to remember that if the students are under the age of 18, I also need the parents' signature as well for these forms to be released before we can proceed with our circumstances.
What
do you need? Intake forms.
Just not that means intake form. So we fill out the form with Easterseals, like what are your interests, like how to communicate with your parents, release of information, which means confidentiality. So we're not sharing with outside people, we're just keep it with DVR, your parents, your teacher, we're a counselor in school. That's a form that we sign. So if we don't have that yet, we need your parents to sign that to make sure that they release that information to protect your you and our resources. Okay. I'll explain a little bit more next time. Okay. Does anybody else want to add anything about it to form? I'm going to show you the physical papers. Wait. We started in form. Yeah, we did. Remember last fall, our first day that we came, and you were filling out this form. Do you remember doing that? Like PDD listening devices. If you have hearing aids or don't. How do you communicate with your parents? Remember those forms that we did at the beginning of the year? A little bit. So it's those kind of forms that we're talking about. So if you're over the age of 18, you don't need your parents' signature to sign, but we can just want them that you are.
Được phải.
Anything else? Any questions?
Grand.
Title of police sergeant.
One, two, one.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to Ms. Fowler for her DVR presentation. Thank you to Lisa and Sarah for you. Thank you. We have coffee over here. We have bagel. Thank you to Lisa and Sarah. We have a coffee cake. We have different things, so please help yourself. Make sure to clean up after yourself because my library. So, when do the counselors want to come? So whenever. Okay, so they can get food and then. Okay, thank you.
Sorry. So they are, thank you so much for joining us. They're connecting the students with their individual counselors. And we'll share the recording and the presentation with you as well. Thank you so much, everybody.